If you have the awareness that things that we may enjoy may not be that good for us.
Are you unknowingly feeding cancer with your diet? Believe it or not, some foods can actually accelerate the growth of cancer cells. Stay tuned to find out which 7 foods are the biggest culprits.
Let's talk a little about some of those foods that actually impair our health defenses. That's probably the best way of thinking about what to avoid.
Dr. William Li, a Harvard-trained physician and world-renowned researcher, has revolutionized our understanding on how diet impacts disease, particularly cancer. Through his extensive research, Dr. Li has uncovered a startling connection. The foods we consume can either nourish our health or, alarmingly, feed cancer cells. Dr. Li's extensive research has identified specific foods that promote cancer development by fueling the growth of blood vessels that tumors rely on. In this video, we'll dive into the 7 foods Dr. Li warns could be secretly feeding cancer, and explores how his insights can guide us towards healthier, cancer-fighting nutrition. Cancer is a formidable global health crisis. Its devastating toll claims nearly 1 in 6 lives worldwide, underscoring the urgent need for effective prevention and treatment strategies. While genetic predisposition plays a role, lifestyle factors, including diet, significantly increase cancer risk. Our dietary choices can be a potent tool in either shielding our bodies from cancer or inadvertently fostering its growth. The foods we consume provide the building blocks for our cells, including cancer cells. A diet rich in nutrients that support overall health can fortify the body's defenses against cancer. Conversely, a diet laden with processed foods, unhealthy fats, and excessive sugar can create a hospitable environment for cancer cells to proliferate. By understanding the intricate relationship between diet and cancer, we can make informed choices to optimize our health and reduce cancer risk. A diet centered around whole, plant-based foods, rich in antioxidants and fiber, is a cornerstone of cancer prevention. While it's essential to focus on nutrient-rich foods, understanding the potential pitfalls is equally important. The following foods, often part of modern diets, may contribute to an environment conducive to cancer growth.
Processed meats are another food product that actually are classed as a carcinogen by the World Health Organization. I'm talking about the deli foods. You go in there and they're slicing stuff, from a big lump that looks nothing like the animal from which it came. Yeah. And some of these cured sausages, if you visit a sausage factory, I had a patient once who actually worked as an inspector in a commercial sausage plant, and he told me that he used to have to change his boots every month. Rubber boots walking in there because the stuff that splashed out of the pool in which the sausages were essentially embalming it for preservatives and for flavorings would actually dissolve the sole of his rubber boot.
Oh man.
That made such an impression on me. I'm still talking about it 20 years later.
Beyond the perils of processed meats, the oils we cook with can also impact our cancer risk.
We should all limit the amount of oil that we actually intake into our body. Don't reuse your oil, okay? Most oils that are reused, when we heat them to cook, whether we're actually, again, deep frying is generally something that's not very healthy. The process of deep frying actually changes the natural chemicals that make up oil in the oil itself, and then paint it onto the food, stick it onto the food. So we're eating some of the changed chemicals when we actually eat deep fried food. Now, look, I've had some awesome fish and chips when I visited England before. And again, as we talked about, every now and then, if you spend most of your time shoring up your health defenses, raising your own bar, having a rare treat is totally fine. But when you fry things in hot oil, you're also changing the chemical structure of things. That entire browning, golden browning, crisping of food actually changes the chemical structure of the food itself, and in ways that are potentially carcinogenic.
In addition to harmful oils, excessive sugar consumption also poses significant health risks.
If you have a little bit of sugar in fruit, from natural sugars, that's fine. But if you drink soda, to have those 10 teaspoons of refined sugar that are dissolved invisibly in whatever colored fluid we might be drinking, it tastes great, quenches your thirst. It kind of, our mental blueprint is that, this is something you use to slake your thirst on a hot summer day. And I can tell you that the hyperglycemic state, your body can't handle 10 teaspoons of sugar at the same time.
According to Dr. Lee, foods high in refined sugars can spike insulin levels and promote an environment conducive to cancer growth. Another dietary factor linked to cancer growth is red meat.
I rarely eat red meat. Red meat will change the gut microbiome pretty quickly. When you actually grill meats, you're actually putting carcinogens on it. The smoke from the fire, the saturated fat that drips off the meat on the charcoal, the charcoal burns that fat and it coats the meat with a carcinogen. And the char of a really, really amazingly grilled steak, kind of medium rare on the inside, the juicy but charred on the outside to give you that taste. Okay, obviously I've had that kind of steak before. It tastes great, but not healthy for you because that char actually is a carcinogen. And with that smoke flavor also is a carcinogen. And you don't want to actually get the fake smoke flavor, which is made by chemicals, poured onto your meat.
While fresh, whole foods are ideal, the modern diet is increasingly dominated by packaged options, which can have unintended consequences. Dr. William Lee strongly advises against consuming packaged foods due to their potential negative impact on health. These foods are often laden with excessive sodium, unhealthy fats, and added sugars, all of which contribute to chronic inflammation in the body. Chronic inflammation is a key factor in the development of various diseases, including cancer. By opting for whole foods, individuals can significantly reduce their risk of chronic illnesses and promote overall well-being. Next on Dr. Williams' list is bacon.
Ethanol, which is alcohol, or methanol, if you actually want to get the toxic form of it, is a toxin. It actually does make you disinhibited. It does make us feel great. It does make you drunk, all right? But in no way, shape, or form is ethanol beneficial for you. Ethanol poisons the liver, ethanol poisons the heart, ethanol poisons the brain.
Next is excessive alcohol. Excessive alcohol intake not only damages vital organs, but also increases the likelihood of developing cancers like liver, breast, and colorectal cancer. But the most surprising and alarming offender on our list, refined sugar. We encounter it everywhere, in sodas, snacks, even foods we wouldn't expect. By now, you know that sugar can spike insulin levels and feed cancer cells. But let's dig deeper.
Cancer has a microenvironment. It lives in a microenvironment. So just like if you had fish in a fish tank, among most sophisticated cancer researchers, and I count myself in that group, we now refer to cancer as very much due to related to cancer cells and the microenvironment. And where sugar comes in, along with other micronutrients in the microenvironment that feed both normal and healthy cells, is the fact that glucose is uptaken by every single cell in the body. But because cancer cells are revved up, they are able to actually fuel themselves. The researchers that cancer cells avidly use glucose to fuel their own metabolism.
It's not just a matter of cutting out dessert. It's about rethinking the very foundation of our diets. Reducing sugar isn't just about slimming down. It's about safeguarding our health and protecting ourselves from the hidden but very real dangers lurking in our food. So, next time you reach for that sweet treat, remember, the consequences go far beyond a moment of indulgence. Understanding the impact of diet on cancer is crucial, and Dr. William Lee's research highlights the significance of avoiding certain harmful foods. The 7 foods you should be cautious about include processed meats, refined oils, refined sugars, red meat, packaged foods, bacon, and excessive alcohol. These foods can contribute to cancer risk by promoting inflammation, increasing insulin levels, and fostering an environment where cancer cells can thrive. By steering clear of these offenders and opting for a diet rich in whole, nutritious dense foods, you can reduce your cancer risk and support overall health. Emphasizing healthier dietary choices can be a powerful tool in cancer prevention and contribute to a better quality of life. Explore more of our videos on cancer prevention and stay informed. Share your thoughts or experiences in the comments below. Your input could inspire others. Also, don't miss out on our next video as we continue to share the path to personal health. Life's better with a healthy buzz.